prosperity. Please support the key. Save the country. Vote NDP. Yellow Army, come join with me. For prosperity. Please support the key. For jobs to come our way, to see a brighter day. We go in with Friday all the way. For jobs to come our way, to see a brighter day. We go in with Friday on election day. Jobs to come our way, to see a brighter day. We go in with Friday all the way. For jobs to come our way, to see a brighter day. We go in with Friday on election day.
Them think them smart, we go vote them out to run. Them think them smart, we go vote them out to run. Them think them smart, we go vote them out to run. Them think them smart, we go vote them out to run. Cause when the kids start to suffer, blame it pan labor. When no job now they wrong, yeah. NDP will deliver. Can't see no smile from no farmer. NDP will deliver. We will deliver. NDP will deliver. Boy, the old place voting, we saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Oi, the old place voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Them think them smart. We go vote. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, 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 NDP. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Cause when the kids start to suffer, blame it pan labor. When no job now they wrong, yeah. NDP will deliver. Can't see no smile from no farmer. NDP will deliver. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, 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 NDP. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Cause when the kids start to suffer, blame it pan labor. When no job now they wrong, yeah. NDP will deliver. Can't see no smile from no farmer. NDP will deliver. We will deliver. NDP will deliver. Boy. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, 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 NDP. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, 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 NDP. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Cause when the kids start to suffer, blame it pan labor. When no job now they wrong, yeah. NDP will deliver. Can't see no smile from no farmer. NDP will deliver. We will deliver. NDP will deliver. Boy. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, 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 NDP. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. from no farmer. NDP will deliver. We will deliver. NDP will deliver. Boy, the old place voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Boy, the old place voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Cause when the kids start to suffer, blame it on labor. When no jobs now they wrong ya. NDP will deliver. Can't see no smile from no farmer. NDP will deliver. We will deliver. NDP will deliver. This is a paid announcement by the new dem. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, NDP, NDP. NDP, NDP, NDP. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Cause when the kids start to suffer, blame it on labor. When no job now they wrong ya. NDP will deliver. Can't see no smile from no farmer. NDP will deliver. We will deliver. NDP will deliver. Boy, the old place voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Boy, the old place voting. We saving something. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, NDP, NDP. NDP, NDP, NDP. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Cause when the kids start to suffer, blame it on labor. When no job now they wrong ya. NDP will deliver. Can't see no smile from no farmer. NDP will deliver. We will deliver. NDP. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, NDP, NDP. NDP, NDP, NDP. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Cause when the kids start to suffer, blame it on labor. When no job now they wrong ya. NDP will deliver. Can't see no smile from no farmer. NDP will deliver. We will deliver. NDP will deliver. Boy, the old place voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Boy, the old place voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to run.
Boom blast, Viking, Marshall, yes, kid. 'Cause when we
after quarantine. Expert. Them call me the butcher jam. Down in the knees, down in the knees, down in the knees, down in the knees. Now that total lockdown over, ay ay ay. I go take advantage on the thing when I hold ya. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. In less than no time I gone down in the knees, down in the meat, down in the knees, down in the meat. The better papa man for me. Boom shakalaka after quarantine. Expert. Them call me the butcher jam. Down in the knees, down in the meat, down in the knees, down in the knees. Now that total lockdown over, ay ay ay. I go take advantage on the thing when I hold ya. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. In less than no time I gone down in the knees, down in the meat, down in the knees, down in the meat. The better papa man for me like a little sing. Since you love the job so much, give him what he need. Now that kid give we a blind, time for me get the blood, put your 2 foot up in the sky. Baby, you're something tight like the coffee in the night. Hey. 2 months without your selfish, you man. Ties like having no Lord without a job. Or like a conductor without the money bag. Only a real girl is go understand. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Boom shakalaka after quarantine. Expert. Them call me the butcher jam. Down in the knees, down in the knees, down in the knees, down in the knees. Now that total lockdown over, ay ay ay. I go take advantage on the thing when I hold ya. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. In less than no time I gone down in the knees, down in the meat, down in the knees, down in the meat. The better papa man for me like a little sing. Since you love the job so much, give him what he need. Now that kid give we a blind, time for me get the blood, put your 2 foot up in the sky. Baby, you're something tight like the coffee in the night. Hey. 2 months without your selfish, you man. Ties like having no Lord without a job. Or like a conductor without the money bag. Only a real girl is go understand. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. In less than no time I gone down in the knees, down in the meat, down in the knees, down in the meat. The better papa man for me like a little seed. Since you love the job so much, give him what he need. A slamina harder than a domino. So she not go take the job for no papi show. Skin complexion change, when me post up in her. She come black and left her albino. 2 months without your selfish, you sick. Ties like having to be without you. Or like a magician without tricks. Only thirsty man can relate to this. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. In less than no time I gone down in the knees, down in the meat, down in the knees, down in the meat. The better papa man for me like a little sing. Since you love the job so much, give him what he need. It's boom shakalaka after quarantine. Boom shakalaka after quarantine.
Just a quick announcement, guys. If you're in here, and I know that everybody wants to see what's happening online, but if you're logged on to a Wi-Fi network called XA16, That's really not Wi-Fi. What you're doing is that you're clogging the system and giving us some difficulties. So if you're trying to go onto a Wi-Fi network named XA16, you may be connected, but there's no Wi-Fi in it. It's just a connection for the system. So please, I'm asking you to log off of it. You would not get any internet out of it. It's just a connectivity thing. So please log off of it. Thank you so much.
I go take advantage of the thing when I hold ya. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. In less than no time, I gone down in the knees, down in the meat, down in the knees, down in the meat. That for the papa man from the lag, I let us see. Since you love the job so much, give him what he needs. Now that kid give we a blind. Time for me get my blind. Put your 2 foot up in the sky. Baby, you're something tight like the coffee in the night. Hey. 2 months without your selfish, you mad. Ties like having no Lord without a job. Hard like a conductor without the money bag. Only a real girl is going to stand. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. In less than no time, I gone down in the knees, down in the meat, down in the knees, down in the meat. That for the papa man from the lag, I let us see. Since you love the job so much, give him what he need. I slam in a harder than a
Good night and welcome to another of our virtual meeting. NDP in the house, where's my yellow army? Somebody say NDP! Somebody say NDP!
You know, the good thing about tonight, apart from the two Lavans hosting this evening, is that you're going to be hearing from a whole host of young people that
Indeed.
are supporting the new Democratic Party.
Yeah! But before we start, let me welcome all of our viewers, those of you who are online, those of you in our audience tonight. And what we're going to do now is that we're going to invoke God's presence. So what I'm going to do is offer a prayer. So let's just stand up for the prayer. Father God, thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing us thus far. I pray, oh God, that you would guide us this night, and that whatever is happening tonight, the proceedings of this meeting, that those would be in your name, and whatever we say or do, or speakers, I pray, oh God, that they would be clear and focused, and for our audience, those who are listening via radio, those of you who are viewing via Facebook, those of you in the audience, I pray, oh God, that the message that we will be sending to you would be a message of prosperity and development. I pray for our nation, oh God. I pray especially for the leader of the New Democratic Party and also the membership, oh God. Father in heaven, I just want to put all of the proceedings in your hand, in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, so before you sit, we're actually going to go straight into the national anthem. So continue standing.
Saint Vincent, lad so beautiful, with joyful hearts we pledge to thee our loyalty and love, and vow to keep you ever free. Whatever the future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us true. Your mountains high, so clear and green, are home to me. Though I may stray, a heaven come serene. Whate'er the future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us true. Our little sister islands are those gems, the lovely grenadines, upon their seas and golden sand, the sunshine ever beam. Whate'er the future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us true.
Thank you so much. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I know there's so many persons online from a different constituencies this evening. So we're going to do a little roll call, right? So I'm going to take the Grenadines, the Southern, you go take the Northern. And I'm going to take the Leeward, you go take the Windward. You ready? So ladies and gentlemen, if you're online tonight, if you're in the audience and you're from North Leeward, let me see you put some hearts on the live stream this evening. And if you're in the audience, make some noise for the Honorable Patel Matthews.
Let me see some likes. Let me see some love for Central Leeward. Central Leeward. Ben Exeter, I say. Ben Exeter. Let me see the like. Let me see the love, my friends. Let me see the love and the likes. And remember to share it with your friends and family anywhere, everywhere.
All right, and you know, every time nature will always take its course in South Leeward. If you're in here tonight from South Leeward or online, just hit the love button, and hit the share button, and big up Nature Boy all the way. So we're going into the Grenadines now. This is the sweet spot.
So the sweet spot. I wonder which we should use. I wonder which we should use. Should it be? Should it be? Should it be? Tell me who we should use.
Let us start with Terrence.
What we talk? Start with Terrence. Terrence, like this girl don't love you, but I love you. So I'm going to start with you because I have a love for you. So if you're in the audience tonight, give me some love, give me some likes. Let me see it on Facebook. Share the live. Terrence Oliver, the Honorable Terrence Oliver.
You know why I give you Terrence to do? Because I can't lose. Because no matter how you turn, I'm from the Southern Grenadines, but it always gives me joy to always boast and brag about the leader of our party, the Member of Parliament, and the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let me see you hit the love button, hit the love button, hit the like button, and hit the share button if you know that no matter who they bring in the Northern Grenadines, Dr. Friday is going to always bring it home.
Indeed, indeed. Let's see the live. Let us see the live. Let's share it on Facebook. And of course, we're going to my constituency. Where's the man? Where's the man? The man who will take home the seed for Maria Croix. Born on! Wiley! We're winning!
Now, you know, one of the good things about me is that I go all over. So, West St. George, there was a mess there, but we have K to clean it up. Ladies and gentlemen, you know we're going all the way with K. So if you know that you're here from West St. George tonight,
Somebody say K, K Bacchus Bates. And of course, we have to go over to East St. George for my namesake, Lavon's namesake, Lavon. Call on him, Lavon, call on him.
Lavon Velox.
Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're
Let's
here
see some
tonight
light.
and if you're in the
Let's see the
constituency from
light.
East St. George, give us some hot buttons on the live stream as we big up the next representative for East St. George, Lavon Gibson Velox.
Let's go into Kingstown. Let's go into Kingstown. I call him my uncle. I call him my uncle. We don't share the same bloodline, but trust me, he a family. When I tell you he's family, he's family. Somebody say Major. Somebody say Major.
Ladies and gentlemen, since this man touched down here, there's a whole set of things going on in East Kingston. You know why? You know why? They know that our candidate in East Kingston stands undefeated. Ladies and gentlemen, from year after year, election after election, that seat has always been an NDP seat, and it will continue to be an NDP seat with Gerald Bravo.
All right. I saw a handsome young man, a very handsome young man, earlier this afternoon. Well, I should say tonight. I get it mixed up all things. And that young man goes by the name of Chieftain Neptune from North Central. One word.
Ladies and gentlemen, we never finished in the Kingstown yet, you know. We never finished yet, you know, because I tell them we control all the Kingstown seats on them. We know they want them badly, but this is NDP territory. This is NDP territory. So listen to me, once we still on the Kingstowns, we have the waterman, the man that they think they could beat. We have the Honorable Daniel Cummins.
All right, and then we go to North Windward. Who is in North Windward? Oh, you know her name? It's similar to mine. Siobhan Watt. Siobhan Watt. If you're in the house, give me some likes. Give me some love for Siobhan John, the next representative for North Windward.
Well, you see this man here? They're bringing everybody against him because they know he's going to cut loose. You see this man here? Ladies and gentlemen, if you know we cutting loose with Israel Bruce, let me hear you make some noise.
And of course, if we cutting loose with Bruce, then we have to break the spell with who? With who? Noel Dixon! Make some noise for Noel Dixon!
And we come now to the freshman on the block. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear him for the first time this evening. I know a lot of people been anticipating this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Chieftain Neptune. Give it up for Chieftain.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. Chieftain Neptune, remember his name because David is going to defeat Goliath. Somebody make some noise for Chieftain Neptune.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're starting it off with a very youthful person, a young person this evening to bring you the first performance for our Youth Voices virtual meeting, none other than Miss Larissa Collis.
And celebrating, we coming like a bull when it's raining. When I put the X next to the key, people hating. This is African cheat. DJ wheel it up to me, DJ. Allen's coming to live inside. I want to hear to make some noise. Allen's coming to lively for me. Make some noise. Tune, DJ. Oh yeah, I've been waiting for election morning. I've got a deep, deep longing just to vote for something new. Ready to go for NDP. I'm gonna support the LOME. Listen, it's holy. I've been waiting just to I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take it. I've been anticipating, waiting for election morning. I've got a deep, deep longing just to vote for something new. I'm gonna vote for NDP. I'm gonna support the Yellow Army. Listen. Holy, I've been waiting just to hear the bell ring. I can't control this feeling of NDP winning. We're gonna vote NDP. We're gonna vote NDP. Hey, South Leeward, what we doing? We jumping and wave and celebrating. We coming like a bull when it's raging. When I put the X next to the key, people hating. This is African country, so no debating. We voting for the youngsters' future and all who shouting up for nature. Big up to all who vote in the next sitter. We plan to come out real strong for that term, yeah. We're gonna vote NDP. We're gonna support the Yellow Army. All year I've been anticipating, waiting for election morning. I've got a deep, deep longing just to vote for something new. I'm gonna vote NDP. I'm gonna support the Yellow Army. Oh yeah, I've been waiting just to hear the bell ring. got a deep, deep longing just to vote for something new. We're gonna vote for NDP. I'm ready to vote for Yellow Army. Thank y'all, Yellow Army.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for Larissa Collins. And of course, you know, this election, young people, you see so many young people who are supporting the New Democratic Party. You see the kind of young people who supporting the New Democratic Party. Give it up again. Give it up again for Larissa Collins. And make sure this election we bring the change. We want a change. Young people want a change. The next speaker that we're going to bring to the podium would be none other from the constituency of North Leeward, and that is Ocean Edward.
Sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to win. Chase all those corrupt men. The ULP, so how are we?
Good evening, Chairman. Next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday. Senator Honorable Israel Bruce, candidate for South Central Windward. Mr. Benjamin Exeter, candidate for Central Leeward. Mr. Fitz Bramble, candidate for East Kingston. Mr. Chieftain Neptune, candidate for North Central Windward. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. A few weeks ago, I was on this very stage highlighting issues that is affecting me as a young woman in SPG. I was shocked at the response from many young people, especially women who are in a similar position. They are unemployed and they have college education. It is evident that many of our young people are in a state of dormancy for so long that the foolishness being paraded as government has taken its toll on them. Wake up, my people. Wake up, youths. A special wake up to you, young mothers. Be a part of the change that is coming. The feeling of excitement is in the air as the NDP with Dr. Friday is on the rise in SVG. Our party is on the threshold of government and you must be a part of that change. The NDP has the plans to put SVG back to work with an unemployment rate of over 45% amongst youth, and I believe the figure is even higher in North Leeward. I am more than convinced that what the NDP is offering are opportunities to take SVG out of its current state of economic dormancy and help us to achieve our full potential. The party in government claim that they love us, but in reality, the love is to hoodwink us. They claim to love the poor, but their intentions is to keep us poor. In North Leeward, our people are amongst the poorest in the country. Absolutely nothing was done to create jobs in the area. I am sure that this is similar. I'm sure that this is a similar situation in almost every constituency, but it is most profound in those that are currently held by the NDP. This is 2020, and we have a government in power for almost 20 years, and the experience in the North Leeward constituency is one of neglect and regret. North Leeward has the potential that can make this constituency self-sufficient. There are great prospects for developments in North Leeward. Fishing, tourism, and agriculture are pillars that we can build on to put North Leeward to work and thereby create jobs that we need. The many possibilities exist for industry and investment will make it even greater. Young women, tonight I am making a special appeal to you. Come on board with Dr. Friday and the NDP team. Young women, tonight I want to tell you that the NDP will do better for us in SVG. The experience of women under this regime is embarrassing. Rape is amongst the highest in the region and the top 10 in the world. I didn't say top 10 for employment. I said top 10 for rape. Let that sink in. Domestic abuse in SVG is now commonplace. Our women folk are being battered so regularly that it is scary being a woman in SVG. You don't know if you're next in line to be raped or to get a licking from a monster wearing pants. The NDP is in support of a sex offenders registry and a home for battered women. This party is serious about taking care of women. Women, the rape culture in SVG is not what we want to live in a modern society. Women, we must be respected and allow opportunities for growth and development. NDP promised to give us this chance, and after almost 20 years of being battered, raped, and shamed, we need to shift gears and change course. Team NDP with Dr. Friday is way out front in their quest to help women in SVG. I am willing to give them that chance, and you should too. Education and training go with us to our graves, and the NDP will be advancing the education system in our country. Secondary school dropouts are the highest in SVG in living memory. This is the reality, and after 20 years of touting education revolution, the revolution will come when the NDP gets into office. The NDP has stated that it will pay the subject fees for C6 subjects. During the sign-up period for subjects, it is headaches for parents because most of them cannot get the money to pay for their subjects the children qualify to write. With this initiative by the NDP, parents will not be burdened anymore, and every child who is qualified will write their exam for free. The book loan scheme is an initiative of the NDP, and many young people benefited tremendously. The ULP government over the years refused to put the adequate monies into the scheme, and as a result, many students got only a few of the textbooks. I have listened to the NDP, and I know this will change as the NDP will make sure the scheme is adequately funded and their parents will benefit from this program and get all their books. Recently, our leader, Dr. Friday, said that he will be increasing the amount of money to the young people who are on the YES program. The YES program will be properly managed to give all the young people an equal opportunity to get on the program, to get experience and to not be exploited. It will not be a program that only offers training and experience to party supporters. A decrease on the interest rate on student loans, as proposed by Dr. Friday, shows a leader who is in touch with reality and is listening to the cries of young people and their parents. This initiative will impact positively on the lives of many young people, especially young women. I am pleased to hear of the NDP's trust in agriculture and fisheries. SVG has done well traditionally in these sectors. They did so at a time when the money was small. Today, fishing and agriculture done the right way is big business. Together, they will create employment, improve economic growth, and provide a decent living to the stakeholders. I am elated about the new Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Conservation, as I see a brighter future for rural SVG. Too many young people are leaving schools and colleges without the hopes of finding a job. I know going forward things will be better. Let us give NDP a chance. We have given the ULP almost 20 years and it is not working. After almost 20 years in office, there are no training facilities in rural SVG that caters to the needs of young people. There are several resource centers, several community centers in almost every village, but they are not serving the needs of the youth. As a young person, I am no longer in the mood for old talks. I want action. I want to work to buy my own galvanized lumber and cement. I don't want to be bribed by anyone at election time. We need jobs so we could take care of ourselves. It is time for a change of government. The time for a change is now. Give Dr. Friday and the NDP a chance to serve us better. Please come on board and get registered so when we vote this election, we'll be sending a message that we are not satisfied and we want better for SVG. Ring the bell. Time for a change.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem.
Give it up for Ocean Edwards from North Leeward. And if you took anything away from her speech, is that she's defending women. And of course, she spoke about the fact that we have a rape culture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And women, if we need that change, you have to vote and elect the new Democratic Party into office, because we know that our leader, Dr. Friday, will never, ever touch one single one of us, a woman in this country. Not single one of us. And of course, she also spoke about the unemployment situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not only in North Leeward, but in entire country. Our unemployment rate is 46%. The unemployment rate is, and counting indeed, and counting indeed. What are we going to do about that? It is for you. It's your future, young people. Your future is at stake. And what we have to do is make sure we bring about that change by making and marking your X for the new Democratic Party and whomever the candidate is in your constituency. Now the next speaker who will be coming up to the podium is a man who they tried to keep quiet. Yes, a man who they tried to keep quiet. A man who did not get the nod. He did not get the nod in East St. George. But that's a man who decides that he's going to stick with the new Democratic Party. What does that say for Ensign Henson? Oh Lord, let me forget your name. Let me say, Gypsy, how we go on there? Oh, Renson, now get back, now get upset with me. Oh, somebody say, Renson. And let me tell you something. He's going to score. He's going to score, and he's going to score well.
Have a problem. Time for it to win.
NDP, good night. Well, thank you, Pavon. Lavon, not Pavon. You know how to get you back there. Greetings to the leader, executive members, candidates, and general supporters of the New Democratic Party present with us tonight. Not forgetting those connected with us virtually here in SVG and the diaspora. I am Renson Haynes from the beloved constituency of East St. George, and more specifically, the town of Calico. I attended the Calico Anglican School, the St. Vincent Boys Grammar School, and then went on to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College. After all this, I was fortunate enough to receive a full football scholarship to attend the Central Connecticut State University in the USA, where I pursued and obtained my bachelor's degree in engineering and construction management. I say all this not to boast, but to assure you that with this high level of discipline, commitment, achievement, and professionalism gained, I now offer myself to you as a humbled and aspiring nation builder with the hopes of helping to take our nation youths to a higher height here in SVG. As a voice and an advocate for youth empowerment here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I must reiterate that our nation's youths have too long been neglected, disregarded, and sidelined by the ULP in many ways that have created a major dysfunction in the development and advancement of our nation's most critical age group in the preparation for our next generation. As a returning national, I am convinced and convicted, after much reflections, that this time is right for me to offer myself as a serviceman towards the development of our youth population in particular. This will be ensured by no other government but that of the New Democratic Party under the leadership of a brilliant, humble, ambitious, democratic leader, the Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday. Rest assured that this party, soon to be in power, will make a difference in the lives of the peoples of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and in particular the youths, who are so desperate for the support and advancement that can only be offered by the New Democratic Party. I have seen and heard the youths cry. I have seen what political victimization has done to many individuals and families. I have listened to the hurt, the pain of the vulnerable and unemployed. I have seen how the lack of opportunities and lack of representation have affected the lives of our youths here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All this and more have driven my desire and deep passion to come forward to be a voice and advocate for change and betterment in the lives of the youths here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. To our nation youths, I say to you, don't be fooled by the outings, the barbecues, beach picnics, occasional shop visits, and other get-togethers, strategically arranged by the ULP and its candidates and representatives to only deceive and bribe you with false incentives and promises that doesn't even last longer than that food, that drink, and the money they offer you only during election time in exchange for your vote, so they can continue to thrive off the exploitation of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Youths, you are more worthy than these so-called strategized bashments that are proof in the way they look at young people and the youth here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in particular as low class and a 3-for-10 society, as mentioned before by one of their notable representatives. I have been called for such a time as this. And as God is with me, I will continue to passionately assist in this fight until we see the back of this ULP government. We are here to ensure that the ULP Goliath is in line to receive its defeat from the modern-day David, which is the New Democratic Party. If you look around, you can see the desperation and uneasiness expressed in the ULP as they are trying to make amends for 20 years of abandonment and broken promises. That 6-month plan of trying to play catch up just before elections is not going to fly this time around. On a side note, I have a personal message for our current Prime Minister. I know him and his comrades can't resist from watching this virtual meeting here tonight. So I quote, Mr. Gonsalves, you and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, otherwise known as Ralph Gonsalves and Sons Enterprises, will soon be denied from operating this family business within our shores. Will be denied from operating its family business from within our shores, as carefully reviewed and decided by this upcoming national general elections. Please note, it is not necessary for you to leave the keys under the mat when leaving, as we have already made plans for a change of locks made by the soon-to-be Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Godwin Friday, who is also a certified locksmith that will be bringing his own key along with the NDP. To the National Youth Council, I must say, you have been abandoned, you have been ignored, you are no longer relevant. And I promise you, under the leadership and governance of the New Democratic Party, you will be rectified, you will be rejuvenated, and you will be receive the relevant recognition for a long-standing council that has been totally rejected by this government in power. With time against me here, I conclude by assuring you, the people and youth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that with the new Democratic Party in government, I, Renson Pearson Aaron Haynes, pledge to serve the people and youth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines with utmost respect, concern, support, and diligence in whatever capacity deemed fit for me to do so by Dr. Friday and the new NDP team. May God bless you and keep you. Until we connect again, I wish you a wonderful night.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. Chase all those.
Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, the NDP is a party for young people. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you heard we started off with the young Larissa Collins. Then you heard from Ocean Edwards, and then you just heard from Renson Haynes. Let's give a round of applause for all of our youths that has gone so far. Now our next speaker coming to us is from the constituency of Central Leeward. Ladies and gentlemen, I looked down in the audience and I was actually surprised to see him here. And it speaks to his dedication to service to the people in this country. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I'll ask for forgiveness after. Ben actually had said to me he may not be able to make it because his daughter is unwell and was going to the hospital. And I looked up and I saw him in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't help but think that this is what dedication looks like. And we know that this is a quality in Ben because even after he was cheated out in the 2015 elections, he is still here. He is still here. He is still here. And we know that it will not happen again. Ben is going to bring home that seat for us once more in Central Leeward. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Benjamin Exeter.
We pray, we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. Let's not be flow when the prayer gone up. Not a evil can harm us. Them think we don't when we just a warm up. Yeah.
Good evening to one and all. Yes, Laverne just made an announcement there that my baby girl is in a hospital, but she'll be okay. I dropped her off there and said, Daddy, you've been looking forward to this evening to spending time with the youth of NDP, so go on, do your thing. And Amanda, baby, I love you. I'll be back soon. She's good. Good night to everyone here. Good night, good night. Good night to those of you who listen to me, to my voice via the internet and those on live radio. Good evening to the youth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and a special shout out to the youth of Central Leeward. Let me start off by saying thank you for being here tonight. Your presence at this meeting indicated you've sat up, taken notice, and you're ready for change. It indicates that you're willing to stand up and practice in creating a better future for yourselves. It indicates that you're ready to make your voices heard. And I applaud you, the youth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I do applaud you. I tip my hat off to all of you who have decided to be the instrument of change, using your voices to make a better community, a better nation, and a better St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Kofi Annan said, young people should be at the forefront of global change and innovation. And I agree with him wholeheartedly because the world is changing every day. It's gotten smaller, more accessible, and there are new innovations sprouting up every second that facilitate this type of progress. There are new apps, new programs, new pieces of technology to increase efficiency and productivity. There is new knowledge to be discovered, and you all have the potential to do it. Your generation is adept of rolling along with the ebbs and the flows of the times that we live in. Your hunger and fervor give you a unique advantage to step in and function. But as I look around, however, I see potential squandered. So many bright lights have dimmed, and if we don't continue to fan the flames, there will be dire consequences. This is why it is so important for you all to take your rightful place at the helm. It is paramount that you begin to put your mark on the world. And I know it's scary, and you might be filled with trepidation, but the feeling is that perfect foundation. That feeling is perfect foundation for an act of courage. Most of you were born during the ULP administration, so your only interaction with government is this one. Your example of what representation looks like is this one. You understand that you're not free to exercise the freedom of speech for fear of victimization for you and perhaps your family. So fear creeps in. You might feel it's better to remain silent. But I say to you tonight, let that fear drive you. Let it become the embers, the lights that ignite your passion and will to effect change. Every great decision is preempted by a little fear, a little uncertainty. But if you let it stop you, you will never get a chance to realize the strength of your true potential. And worse, you'll always get what you've all gotten, table scraps from a government that does not care about the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and about the youth of this nation. But don't take my word for it. Look around at your peers and count the number of them who are employed or who are excited about their future. A better future is at your grasp. You just might have to take a chance and reach out and grasp it. And while you strike out into the world to make seriously something we undertake with much pride and honor, a good leader understands the importance of training, empowering, and lifting up our brothers and sisters so that they will be able to take up the reins of leadership one day. And we will do that and be there with you. We will create policies designed to empower young people to do more and make more. Policies around training, skills development, and mentoring so that you're better equipped in the local, regional, and international job market. We will provide access to more affordable technology and connectivity so that you are globally competitive. Dr. Friday and the NDP understand the importance of sports at a national level to motivate and inspire all generations within our society. We will use sport as a pathway to scholarships and financial opportunities for you, and at a grassroots level to build, consolidate, and develop communities. And fishing is not an industry of the past, my friends. It is a necessity of today and all of the tomorrows. Fisher folk throughout the world have been able to create wealth for themselves and their families in this industry. And by twinning fisheries with agriculture, we will then make it possible for you to make sure that you're able to feed your families. and become even greater. My mother used to say, look at he. If he can do it, so can you. That statement has been whispered in my ear for most of my life, inspiring me. You see young people throughout the Caribbean and the world dreaming, accomplishing, and thriving. You can too. But you cannot do it alone, neither can we. It will take all of us working together in harmony, sharing ideas, learning from each other with patience, understanding, determination, and courage. I believe in you and the impact you can make in Central Leeward. I believe the impact that you can make in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the impact you can make around the Caribbean and around the world. Dream big, go hard, make a difference. You've got this. If you're not yet registered, do so. Encourage a friend to get registered also. Then on election day, go out and vote for the key. Take charge of your destiny. Your destiny lies in your own hands and in the choices you make. I urge you to be the change. I ask you tonight, if not you, then you. If not now, then when? Dream big. Go hard. Make a difference. You got this. Mark your X for the future. Mark your X next to the key. One nation, one people, one Vinci.
Let's not be flow when the prayer gone up. Not a evil can harm us. Them think we done when we just a warm up. Yeah, nothing I mind us. So me tell the youth hold on, tell mama be strong. Taki, have faith in God, me no know about man. Long time them a try bring me down, and not just now, from a very young. Chat me every day with them funny tongue. Them a watch me on the telly now. Yeah, can't giving up now. We put up a fight, we got to be ready, 'cause time's getting tricky. Just said, don't you worry.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a good evening so far. Do you agree with me?
Indeed, indeed.
Watch now. Here next we have a dance team coming up, but they say Lavon must do not this Lavon. They say Lavon must do a freelance first. DJ, you could drop the Yellow Army song.
Wait. You know, somebody said to me a little while ago, he said, Gypsy, what kind of village rum you drink? I said, me ain't drink no village rum. I just have fire. I always bring the fire. So when it comes to the New Democratic Party, expect when we will be bringing it. We will be bringing it and we will be burning it up. You see the color? You see the color? It's the Yellow Army! And with us, why can't I? Because I have a little art like this. You understand? But we're going to do a little something.
Chase all those corrupt men.
That's a wrong foot. Mama Justin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we could only try, but we can't do it as good as these guys. Please welcome 784 Dream Team dancers.
Yellow Army, Pauline, rescue mission time. In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. Chase all those corrupt men. The ULP happy, so power hungry. Bold face as can be, everything for one family. They bleed in the treasury. Save we country, vote and baby. Yellow army, come join with me. For prosperity, please support the king.
Baby, baby, yeah. There's a meeting in my bed, in my bed. There's a meeting in my bed, in my bed. There's a meeting in my bed, my bed. There's a meeting in my bed, in my bed.
In the platoon, that's me and you, that's very simple. Then I removed, okay, we through, but I ain't finished yet. Can I slide with you? Spend the night with you. Just let me write, and it keep dripping from my signature. I feel like your body inspired my intentions. You left the squad hanging, it's only time with us. You know I vibe different, cause you know my mind different. Her eyes saying my room, her body saying heaven. No lie.
Last night, one piece of something, go at the yard and the front door. I remember was something little something, she listen some tune and a bowl. Last night, let the something happen, me drink a magnum, swing it like a band. I remember was something little something, this is how everything happen. Y'all sit down on the bike, vroom vroom, take you to ride it, body for right through.
JJ first represent for the dancer.
Set good like a bedroom set. Rewind you no member gazette. Follow me come round at the house back. Turn back to your panny door set.
Dance on me boss and your reggae. Fill over gal turn round them me dead. Put on your toe like you a piece out of your house and your grandmother dead.
Oh no 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 no.
Everybody can see it. Say me a overdo it, oh yeah. Aye, y'all have say, why make you clean so? Y'all have say, why make you clean so? I grade smoke a flow through the window. Me a overdo it. Woman a fit, love me style. Let me smell me cologne from my mind. Love me style, me.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end.
784, give it up to the 784 dancers indeed. Give it up to the 784 dancers. I'm telling you, I can't do these things. I cannot and will not do these things because I own.
Watch now. Lavon, if you could beat the dance, I buy a drink. All you want to she dance? If she could beat it, I buy she a drink.
Let me bring up one of the youngsters. Come here. Bring up one of the youngsters for me. Call them for me. Call them back.
Somebody tell them to come teach Doc a few moves, but I think he could handle it.
Doc, come boss a move. Come boss a move, Doc.
I want to see Friday.
Boss a move.
Friday.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. Chase all those corrupt men. The ULP, so power hungry. Bold faces can be, everything for one family. Yellow Army, police.
Somebody say Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, this is the party for young people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If you're on the live stream, let me see you give us some hearts. Let me see you give us some likes. Let me see you hit that share button. Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that performance? At this time, we're going to speaker, another dynamic young woman who has a message this evening. Her name is Miss Teresa Cole.
I was buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. I am alive, there must be a reason. I was given one more chance, my heart still beating. Buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. Oh, I am alive. There must be a reason.
A pleasant good night, ladies and gentlemen, to those who are with us and to those who are watching. And also a pleasant good night to Dr. Godwin Friday and his team. Our country is in a desperate position, and Vincentians across the country are calling for a change. This is just as true amongst young Vincentians in East Kingston who have been neglected and left to fend for themselves. After graduating school, young people are left with no options, no jobs, and no opportunities. Many people are forced to move abroad in search of work because there are no prospects for them if they stay here in SPG. My heart cries when I see my friends and family move to America, Canada, and Caribbean countries because the ULP simply does not care about them or their futures. So much young Vincentian talent is lost to other countries because of lack of action from the government. We should be working to keep this talent at home and not ignoring it. Young Vincentians want to work. We want to build a brighter future for ourselves here at home in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but the government has not given us the opportunities, resources, or support to prosper. After 20 years in power, the ULP has grown complacent and has broken its promises. The ULP has failed to create jobs and we have been left to suffer. The International Monetary Fund said in 2018 that 46% of young people are without a job in St. Vincent. That means when we graduate, almost 1 out of 2 people will not get a job. The ULP has had 19 years to grow our economy and deliver jobs for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but they have failed to bring new jobs for us. They could have created workshops to give us the skills we need to thrive, to build an environment that encourages growth. Instead, unemployment remains rife across St. Vincent and the Grenadines and has never dropped below 20% since 2001, despite the many promises that have been made over the long 19 years of the ULP government. Come on, Vincentian, we have been pushed on the ground for too long. Enough is enough. There is time for a change. It is time for a real plan that will deliver lasting change for the young people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Dr. Godwin Friday, along with Fitz Bramble, have such a plan that will bring jobs and investments into our country, along with support mechanisms that will help young people to thrive in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is why I'm supporting Mr. Fitz Bramble as an NDP candidate to bring about the changes in order to get St. Vincent walking again. I know that Mr. Fitz Bramble will work hard and do everything in his power to create jobs and opportunities for the young people of East Kingston. He has been out in the constituency discussing his long-term plan for East Kingston and the rest of St. Vincent. Mr. Fitz Bramble has a background in representing the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, whether it be on the football field or in his diplomatic services. He is the man with a plan to get East Kingston working. That is why we must mark our X next to his name and the NDP key on election day. I thank you. Have a good night.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. corrupt men. The ULP, so powerful.
And they say that we don't have young people in our party. That's a lie. That's a dastardly lie. That's a lie. You see the kind of young people who coming up to the stage and they're not afraid. They're fearless. And this is what we're expecting from you. And all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, all of you, we have to be fearless. So, if this young person could come to the stage, you too could stay in your home and listen to the message, the solid messages that is coming from the New Democratic Party. Message for development. We bring you our policies, we bring you our plans. We say progress, not poverty. We say progress, not what? Not poverty. So, therefore, what are we going to do this general election? We're going to vote for the New Democratic Party! And coming up to the podium next would be Alcina Jacob. Somebody make noise for Jacob!
SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. Chase all those corrupt men. The ULP, so powerful.
Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, President of the New Democratic Party, candidate for East Kingston Fritz Bamble, candidate for North Central Windward Mr. Neptune, and my candidate and soon to be representative for South Central Windward, Senator Israel Bruce. Good night, audience and viewers on the live stream tonight. Truth over lies and future over failure. South Central Windward, for nearly 20 years, we have been neglected. Don't you think it is long enough? Don't you think we deserve better in South Central Windward and SVG? Don't you think it's time for a change? Don't you think our country can process and become one of the top countries in the Caribbean instead of being the opposite presently? Yes, we can do better. It's time for us to let go the negative energy of the present government. Senator Israel Bruce, Dr. Godwin Friday, and the NDP have a clear plan to create jobs, and more jobs to grow our economy and bring new investment to our country. NDP will sell passports. NDP will sell passports. Haven't you heard that over and over? That's a lie. As a young person, it puzzles me. I am sick to the core. Can we as young persons and the country on a whole believe this nonsense? Can we? Just a few questions. David Ames had a Vincentian passport. Yes. Was he married to a Vincentian? No. Was he born in SVG? No. Were his parents or grandparents Vincentians? No. But he had a Vincentian passport. Where did he get the passport from? How much did he pay for the passport? $500,000? 1 million? 5 million? Who knows? Did that money go to the National Treasury? No. My fellow young people, think about that. SMH, but NDP will sell passport. Let me tell you the truth. The NDP will introduce what is called citizenship by investment. With this program, investors will show their interest to invest in our beautiful country. But of course, proper and careful investigations will be done first. Then the government, NDP, will decide on the amount of monies these investors need to bring to our country. Then, and only then, in return, they will receive citizenship. Now worry with them, it's just noise. You know the term empty barrel makes the most? You know the rest. Before I go any further, I must talk about my constituency and show you the plans for our representative, Honorable Senator Israel Bruce. Of course, Mr. Bruce's first, second, and third priorities are creating jobs, and specifically for the young people of his constituency. Government can't employ everybody, but hello, a government should provide the environment so persons can employ themselves to be independent. In the first 5 years, Senator Bruce proposes to train approximately 300 young people in a skill area of their choice, whether it's cosmetology, plumbing, engineering, electrician, tailoring, carpentry, just to name a few. These trainings will open doors for young people in South Central Windward and SPG to create and grow their own small businesses. Information technology is a rapid expanding field in South Central Windward and by extension the entire country. Honorable Senator Bruce will ensure that each community center in the constituency has approximately 10 computers to facilitate training for our young people in ICT. Dr. Godwin Friday and the New Democratic Party will ensure all children have access to learning resources such as textbooks, computers, and other irrelevant learning materials. Establish a youth parliament so our youth voices can be heard and we can be a part of the politics being made to govern this country. Establish sporting scholarships for our hard-working sportsmen and women. So like the Glendon James, aka Two Shoes, who plays for Israel Bruce Smashers, will be able to play international cricket abroad. Our parents won't have to pay fees for CSEC. They will be paid by the NDP government. No, that's a working government for young people. I guarantee that after NDP's first 5 years in office, the unemployment rate of 46% will definitely fall. We will see the difference as young people. My fellow young people, I am urging you, please don't be caught up in this pocket change they will give you now in return for your vote. Your vote is worth more than $200, $500, $1,000 wrapped up in a red t-shirt. Young people, we were unemployed for the past 4.5 years and now they want to just throw a job at us. What is that? Please, we deserve better. Let us vote for our future. I want to be able to earn a degree or skill. I want to be independent. I want a house. I want a nice driving vehicle. I am sure you are dreaming of those things as well. The time is now to cut loose Red Bruce. The time is now to vote Dr. Godwin Friday. To vote the New Democratic Party. The time is now to restore your freedom. Vote for the key on election day. Thank you and good.
It's time for them to go. Grab your yellow flag. Wave it like a rock. There we go now. Wave it. I say wave it. You will hear me wave it. Wave it. Cause this is a celebration. Against oppression. This is a celebration.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know when I see young people like this up here, it lets me know that we need the youth parliament in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I know that we can picture young Alfina Jacobs in the youth parliament in SVG advocating and lobbying for the young people. What a mighty speech. You can tell that the young people are passionate and ready for jobs in our country. You can tell that they're ready for the leadership of Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring to you next another young man who has seen it fit to join and be a part of the team that will help to deliver jobs for our country. He has served and been of service to our country before as a police officer, and he has returned again. He is here because he, like Dr. Friday, has seen the need to create jobs for our young people, and he has answered the call. Ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time on the virtual meetings, I want to ask you to join me in welcoming Chieftain Neptune.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. Chase all those corrupt men. The ULP, so powerful. Most cases can be everything for one family. They bleed in the treasury. Save we country, vote NDP. Yellow Army, come join with me. For prosperity, please support the key. Save the country, vote NDP. Yellow Army, come join with me.
Good evening to all here present tonight. All protocols observed. My name is Chieftain Neptune. Yes, I am proud to be standing here before you tonight as the NDP's candidate and your voice for North Central Windward. My path to being a candidate began more than 2 decades ago as a young recruit in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Royal Police Force. There I took and executed an oath to protect and serve our people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It was a job that I love. I want to say that as much as the world around us is changing, some things like commitment to service would always remain of paramount importance to me. I want to take that spirit of service and again serve you in our parliament. Since then, I have worked on cruise ships, sailing around the world as many Vincentians have and continue to do. When I saw the plight during the pandemic, I was shocked by how these sailors was ignored by the present administration. These are people who work hard to earn a good wage, often sent home to help support their families while contributing greatly to our economy. It was simply not enough to leave them stranded at sea for as long as they were. These are some of the things which convinced me to offer myself of service and to make a difference in our beautiful country. You see, brothers and sisters, challenging times require astute, caring, and compassionate leadership. Many may think that coming up against a sitting Prime Minister will present its own challenges. But I have never been driven by fear. You know this is a David and Goliath battle. The next time I'm here, it's here, but I'm not going to take it out now. I need the perfect pebble, and then I'll rest it here. He's hard to dead, ring the bell. So I want to bring a modern day analogy. Steve Jobs, his greatest competitor, his Goliath in making the iPhone would have been Nokia. People told him it's impossible to lead the market. We all know how from these shackles that this present administration have on our people. I am here to give back the voice to the voiceless. I am here to empower my people of North Central Windward. I want to tell you tonight, there is a better way. That better way is with to all people in North Central Windward that I want to represent you. No matter which party you belong to, I want to represent all. We all know that there's problems we need to address in our communities. That is why I'm so passionate about rebuilding North Central Windward as part of my plan for our communities. I will ensure that we strengthen our communities by rebuilding neglected roads and infrastructure. This means rebuilding footpaths, pavements, so that the people that I am about to represent will be able to go home without breaking a limb. I also want to put back money into our farmers' pocket. With the new Democratic Party's plan of reviving agriculture right in North Central Windward. Develop our youth by delivering skills-based training and giving them scholarship so they are equipped to take up new sustainable jobs opportunities, not handouts, sustainable job opportunities. This ULP administration have let down our young people. After 19 years in office, they had failed to create new jobs. It is time for a change. That change is now, and the change is with the new Democratic Party. What a better way to change the government of this country than to remove this present government from the head straight down to the tail. Or may I rephrase, remove the head because they only have a head, nothing else. We need leaders who are compassionate, driven by purpose, and are ready to put country first before self-interest. I hope my message is clear this evening. The New Democratic Party represents youth. The New Democratic Party represents your future. The New Democratic Party is the only choice. Vote for the New Democratic Party. This was my introduction tonight. I'm looking forward to joining you in the future to outline my plans for my constituency. And I'm happy to be part of the New Democratic Party. Thank you.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. Chase all those men. Then you help me. So hungry. Oh, this as can be. Everything for one family. They bleed in the treasure.
What a message. What a message. You know, the other day, I heard something. And that something goes like that. I'm a nation warrior. I'm a nation warrior. A heart for dead. Well, let me tell you something. Chieftain would bury you. No ifs or buts about that. Chieftain will bury you. And when I say that, believe it. So if you're listening right now, and I know he's listening, look out for your burial. Coming up next to the podium would be none other than Chemical X. Where's Chemical X? Chemical X!
Yeah. Yellow Army, where you stay? Now make them chick you. Run it, DJ. They talking about labor love we not They talking about labor love we not They talking about 5 in a row. Like the people them don't know. Every time election come, they running from bribe us down. That's the time they come around. They taking us for a club. A club. Nobody knows what's going on in a little St. Vincent land. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on in a little St. Vincent land. Nobody knows what's going on. The airport take load of money. Hospital want half of that day. They build the Leeward Highway and they hard employee. Them ready what they picking fence while poor people shedding tears. They don't know, no. Nobody knows what's going on in a little St. Vincent land. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on in a little St. Vincent land. Nobody knows what's going on. And if we had the plan for the country, more jobs, better economy. So come out on election day. Friday's the man for we country. Labor them chicken way. All I see is poverty. They don't know
no, no. Nobody knows what's going on in a little St. Vincent land. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going on in a little St. Vincent land. Nobody knows what's going on. NDP had the plan for the country. More jobs, better economy. So come out on election day. Friday's the man for we country. Labor Day chicken way. All I see is property. They don't know, no. Nobody knows what's going on in a little St. Vincent land. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on in a little St. Vincent land. Nobody knows what's going on. The airport take load of money. Hospital want half of that day. They build the Leeward Highway and they hardly had employee. Labor Day chicken way. All I see is property. They don't know, no. Vote NDP. Thank you. Yeah.
Nobody knows what's happening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but I'm sure the entire world and country knows exactly what is happening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Crime is on a rise. Unemployment is on a rise. The only thing that has been increasing, guess what? Poor relief. Poor relief. That's the only thing. Nobody knows that we're crying. Nobody knows that we're crying. People don't know how much we're suffering. Give it up. Give it up for chemical eggs.
And ladies and gentlemen, next we have coming to you another young woman who has decided that she's going to let her voice be heard this evening. Please help me in welcoming from the constituency of West St. George that is going all the way with K. Please welcome
Zara McIntosh.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. Chase all those corrupt men. The ULP.
The Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, President of the New Democratic Party, Chairman, and all the other members of the New Democratic Party, viewers, and those who are with us in the hall, a pleasant good evening. Tonight, I stand before you as a young person to endorse the NDP as the party of young people. The only party that has plans to empower the young people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the only party that can make St. Vincent and the Grenadines the breadbasket of this region once again. As a young person, the only government I know is the ULP. As a person who tries to make my own analysis of things that affect me, I must admit that the ULP has failed the youths of St. Vincent and the Grenadines drastically. The ULP has made promises after promises to the young people of this country, but has failed to live up to them. Then, whatever they do, no matter how mediocre and inconsequential, we are expected to accept what they offer and just shut up. How is that youth empowerment? Over the last 4 years, we have been ignored and dismissed. It is about 4 months before the next general election, and suddenly, all the ULP hibernated ministers are shouting youths and young people from the mountaintop. But where were they when we were being shot in the street like dogs? Where were they when we could not attend school because we were hungry? Where were they when we were being abused and misused? I said to you, if you had no time for me over the last 4 years, don't come to me now. Tonight, I say to you, keep the same energy. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 years ago, the IMF said that unemployment among young people was 46%. This means that for every 2 young person you see or meet, statistically, 1 is unemployed. I have friends who have graduated college over the last 3 to 4 years who are still unemployed or underemployed. I recently graduated from college with the expectation to seek employment and attend a university, but both those choices are seriously affected by the rank open nepotism practiced by this ULP. As a young person in SPG today, I see little hope, and like most of my friends, I may have to leave my family and friends and migrate to a foreign country for the opportunity that I was promised as a citizen of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, when I speak to my friends, most of them have little faith in the system. If we are to use the ULP as a benchmark, you can clearly see why. No integrity, no accountability. You can't even trust them to tell the truth. No wonder young people are disenchanted with politics. We just fed up. Notwithstanding all of the above, tonight I stand with great hope, knowing that the NDP led by Dr. Godwin Friday, a man of integrity, and my constituency representative, Senator K. Bacchus Batis, have plans targeted to the young people of SPG. For example, the NDP has committed to 1, developing a special education component in the Ministry of Education to deal with gifted students and those who may have learning disabilities. 2, ensuring that all children can afford to go to school by providing resources to assist children in need. 3, pursuing excellence in higher education and its development, providing a means for more Vincentians to obtain a degree at home, thus ensuring a university graduate in every home. Paying the fees of CAPE and CSEC subjects for all students. 5, facilitate the establishment of a youth parliament so as to give the young people a voice. 6, create a diversified scholarship portfolio in education and sports. And 7, provide support for all established youth organizations, and in particular, the International Award for Young People, the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, ensuring that youngsters have appropriate opportunities for self-development. But I am most excited because Dr. Friday has told us that his #1 priority will be jobs for young people, his #2 priority is jobs, and his #3 priority is jobs, jobs, and jobs. My friends, to the young people of this country, I say better days are coming. Tonight, I stand here to tell the young people of this nation that there is hope for us, but you must all vote for Dr. Friday and the New Democratic Party. I am calling on all the young people of this nation. I am pleading with you. You have 2 choices. 1 is to continue with what was going on over the last 20 years. Those guys have failed us. They can't be the one to rectify those grievous mistakes that has Vincentians suffering and have placed so much under the poverty line. To go back with those guys, you have to be bloody well crazy and bloody well mad. It is time for a change. Let us as young people go out and vote for our future, a better future. Go out and get registered. Let your X be a mark for a brighter future. Go out and vote. Don't stay at home. I am registered and I will be voting for my representative, K. Bacchus Batis. Let us be revolutionary. Let us rebel. let us change the future of the country by simply voting for the man with the plan, Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday. So, my message to the youth of this country, hold on, mark your X for the NDP, because under Dr. Friday and the NDP, every little thing for young people will be all right. I thank you.
In this country, sweet SVG, we have a problem. Time for it to end. Chase all those corrupt men. The ULP.
Thank you so much, so much, Zara. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up once more for Zara McIntosh. You know, while Zara was talking, somebody messaged me and say, I want to see her again. So Zara, I am already putting it in that the people are calling for you to come back again. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to do something tonight. All of the young people who gave a speech this evening, just come back with me. So Ocean, Zara, Miss Collis, just come back with me for a quick second. Miss Jacobs, Alfina.
Rescue mission time.
Did I miss anybody?
In this country, sweet SVG, we have
you see,
time for it to end. Chase all those corrupt.
This is a face of the future. Doc, you can come up with us now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look.
They bleed in the treasury. Save the country.
This is what the future looks like. This is what the future looks like. All of these young people came up here this evening and they said Friday. They said Friday.
Friday.
Friday. Friday. Friday. Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the future is with Friday. We have inducted the Honorable Godwin Friday, somebody that the young people is trusting to create jobs for us. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker this evening is Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday, the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying. One love. Hear the children crying. One heart. Saying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. One love. There is one question I'd really love to ask.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. How can we not be inspired? When I see all these beautiful young people, it really makes me feel that all the time that we plan and the work that we put in and the appeals that we make to them, it's paying off. More than that, somebody said tonight, that the future is with the NDP and Friday, but that is only a stepping stone. The future is really with the young people of this country. And that is the future that we are fighting for. That is the future we want to build. Ocean and Arissa and Renson, Alfina and Zara, and the 784 dancers. I used to come down here, and see them practicing, learning and doing the moves. And tonight, they entertained us well. But more than that, they inspired us, because here are young people who have come forward using their art, their craft, and saying, we want to be a positive change for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good night. It gives me so much hope for the future of our country. As we have heard so many times from the speakers here tonight, have you seen in your own communities, there are far too few opportunities available for our young people in this country. And too many of them have had to go, leave our shores to go elsewhere, to work and to build their lives there. That's a loss for all of us. But the reason they do that is because here in St. Vincent, they earn less than they do in St. Kitts. $9,500 less than they do in Grenada per annum. We have to create jobs. You've heard one of the speakers say 46% of our young people unemployed. That was the IMF figures from about 2-3 years ago. It is worse now. 1 in 2 of our young people unemployed. That is simply unacceptable. It's not something that we in the New Democratic Party can accept. If we don't act, we are consigning a generation of our young people to poverty and hopelessness. And so goes our young people, so also goes our nation. That's why they're so important. And that is why tonight, I am happy to play back up to them. I am happy to stand here to play support role to them. Because that is what we're doing in all the work that we do in the New Democratic Party, is to build that future, especially for our young people. They are intelligent, they're better trained than ever, they're hardworking, yet they can't find a place in this country, in this economy. That is why an NDP government will support them and create jobs for them, so they can prosper here. They could raise their families here. They can make a future here for themselves. Young people, we believe in you. For those of you who are leaving our shores for opportunities elsewhere, and those of you who are thinking of doing so, we want to create conditions here to give you an option to stay with us to create that brighter future here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We know that in our small country, our most important resources is our people, particularly these beautiful young people. We have to give them the best opportunity we can to succeed. I want to ensure that our young people are either earning or they are learning. That is, they are either earning a decent living, a decent wage, or they are studying or receiving training to prepare them to obtain better jobs and to create better opportunities for themselves. And we have a plan to create jobs for those earning and to offer greater opportunity and support for those who are studying. We have a plan to bring new investment to kickstart our economy and create more jobs by building new infrastructure. You've heard the speakers here talk about the dilapidated infrastructure of various parts of our constituencies. You see it. We also want to create roads and ports to revive our tourism industry and particularly our farming industry. We also have a plan for technology. You heard Ben talk about that earlier. And for the creative arts, so that our 784 dancers can aspire not just to perform here during election time, but that we'll have a National Performing Arts Center that gives them opportunity to perform before a larger audience. But we need to ensure that when we create jobs, that our young people benefit. To ensure that they must have the skills that they need. So we will be focusing on the improvement and development of our TVET education, technical vocational education training. Just because you don't go to university, it doesn't mean that you can't have an opportunity to make a good living here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Training our young people is a major priority for us and a key to the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You have heard a lot said about the YES program. A lot of misinformation that we have heard about what the NDP will do and what the NDP says about the YES program. Let me say here, we will reinvigorate the YES program to train young people with job-ready skills, not just in the public sector, but also in the private sector. This will mean increasing the basic payment, first of all, from $450 to $600. Further, we will expand the program by working with private businesses, looking to expand by offering incentives for them to take on new workers, paying the YES payment when matched by the contribution from the private businesses. Importantly, we will focus on training these workers in the areas where there are shortages of skills, because we want them to meet those skills here to grow our economy. This will help ensure that the businesses can afford to take on junior workers, trainees, and apprentices, that young people can have a decent paying job and they can gain valuable skills. And moreover, we will ensure that these incentives are offered for the full length of the program that they are involved in. Young people want to be business people. They shouldn't all want to be working for government or for somebody else. So for young people who want to start a business, you will be supported by the National Development Bank. Separate from government, our bank will partner with businesses, your plan, to help you to succeed. After all, unlike the commercial banks, which is run for a profit for the shareholders, the development bank is there for the development of the country, to make sure that you as young people with good ideas succeed in your businesses. And we are talking here of real money, not just millions in grants. We believe that a lower interest rate loan is the best way to achieve this, so that the development bank is not just a source of funding, but rather is also committed to your success, because it's only when you succeed you can pay back. It will not be set and forget, but a working relationship geared towards your success and the country's success. Now, you've heard me talk about the student loans. I'm very proud about the initiative of the New Democratic Party in this regard. One of the things that the young people have been telling me and telling our members all across the country is that the current student loan system is holding them back. With interest rates of 8.5% to 9%, among the highest in the region, it's making it difficult for them to get ahead. So our plan for jobs and growth will reduce this to as low as possible to make it affordable for young people to educate themselves. Because we will put the money in the development bank that we obtain from Citizenship by Investment Program and other development funding. And this will make it cheaper for the young people to obtain loans. We intend to offer student loans at a rate of 4.5%, 4.5%. That's half of what it is now. This is achievable, as I said. And those who have existing loans, you also have hope. Because the sooner you get out from under that crushing pressure of paying back the loans, the sooner you can get on with your lives. So we will create opportunities for you to refinance those loans under the New Development Bank. This is only possible because our plan is to bring in new investment, for example, through the Citizenship by Investment Program, which one of our speakers, the young speaker, spoke about earlier to explain the potential of that program. Investing in our people, creating jobs and opportunities makes sense. We want to put our country on the road to a better future. That is what we deserve. That is what we want. That is what an NDP government will deliver. But we can only do this by working together. Young people, believe in your power. Believe in your ability to bring the change that you want. Believe in your ability to bring the change that you need. Let us make the change so that we can create opportunities for everyone, especially for our youth, and ensure that everyone who wants to work in this country has an opportunity to find a job. These are my guiding lights, the beacon that I follow. And it is why your vote is so important. It is why you must encourage other young people to get registered. It is why you must tell them when they say that all politics is the same and all politicians are the same, to say no. Friday and the NDP are different. It is why you must act to inspire them, because the future is theirs. Just think, working together with vision and purpose, we can help our blessed country fulfill its potential. one that has been denied us for the last 20 years. We can help our country to deliver a better future, filled with possibilities, especially for our young people. Together, let us change the government, not just to give me a turn. Let us change the government so that we can change the country for the better. What I want is for all of the young people who have hopes and dreams, who have finished college and can't find jobs, for the parents who have seen them all the way from kindergarten right through to community college, and it pains them to see that all their promise is put on hold. I want you to think of the New Democratic Party and the opportunities that we're offering as a vehicle, not just as a political party, as a movement that brings all of these hopes and aspirations, all of our disappointments in this present administration, all of our talents, our resources together. Put them with mine. Put them with ours in the New Democratic Party. Let us move this country forward and achieve the potential that we have, as our speaker said earlier, so that we don't lag behind the rest of the OECS countries in everything but the bad things we don't like to hear about our country. We have that potential. That is our destiny. But it will only happen with visionary, committed leadership that looks out for the interests of our people. That is what we offer. And to our young people, I give that solemn promise here tonight. Thank you.
Yellow Army, Pauline, rescue mission time.
And that's your esteemed leader, Dr. Godwin Friday. And this message was centered on development, growth, and prosperity. You heard what he said. Our young people should be earning or learning. That is what the New Democratic Party is about. You heard a little while ago as well that he said in that particular message that right now on the YES program, you're getting $450. With the New Democratic Party, you will be getting $600 just for the YES program. What the other side doing for you? What the other side doing for you? Shout New Democratic Party. Somebody tell me it's time for us to vote for the New Democratic Party because you want a better future, a better St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Right now we're going to bring on stage another artist by the name of, where is he? Where is he? Somebody say, Tough.
Everybody stand up, let me see all you. Let's stand up. Let's represent for the Yellow Army. Stand up. Show who you're voting. Show me who you're voting. We voting NDP, NDP, NDP. Everybody stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Hey, turn it up, turn it up. Where you go? Hey, we go vote them out. Pull up. I can't hear the music. Turn up the music. I want some people to come in front there, please. Let me start the party. All you come right in front there. Right in front there. Give me the Yellow Army. We are voted. Show who you voted. Show me who you voted. We voted NDP, 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 NDP. You see the Labour Party? They think them smart. We go vote them out. How are they feeling? Show who you voted. Somebody wait for me, wait for me, wait for me. NDP, NDP, NDP. We voted NDP, NDP. When you tell them, they think them smart. We go vote them out. They think them smart.
Them think them smart.
I go ask you the question. When the kids start to suffer,
blame it on labor.
So when no jobs now they run ya.
DP will deliver.
You can't get a smile from the farmer.
DP will deliver.
We blame it on, blame it on.
NDP will deliver.
Hey, the hopeless voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Boy, the hopeless voting. Pull up. How are you feeling? All boring? All enjoying all yourself? Somebody say NDP! Let me shake it up again. Give me a different tune. Tell them ring the bell. All you tell them ring the bell. NDP, bad, mad, wicked, crazy, bad, mad, wicked, NDP, bad, mad. Everybody stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Oh God, we give you that one out the iron dog. Hold on. It has some people afraid to stand up. They don't want the Labour people to see them. I am the NDP stage. My name is Toffa. I put country before party. I don't care about party. I care about my country. Somebody say NDP. Turn it up. Joe. Turn it up. NDP. NDP. Bad. Mad. Wicked. Crazy. Bad. Mad. Wicked. NDP. Hold on. Low. Anybody from Leeward? Give me a Leeward wave. Leeward. Leeward. We give it a one on the iron dog. Right. Trouble. Right on me. Bad. Mad. Wicked. Crazy. Bad. Show me the yellow army. Yellow army. Crazy. Bad. Mad. Wicked. Crazy. Yellow army. Rock. We give it a one on the iron dog.
Shotgun call.
One on the iron dog. We give it a one on the iron dog. Where's it? Shotgun call. Shotgun call. Him at the end of the day. Quick. Quick. Are you tired? Somebody tired? Where tomorrow be? Where tomorrow be? Boy, show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, NDP, NDP. Boy, NDP, NDP. Let go. Them think they're smart. We go vote them on the rock. I love all you, I love all you, I love all you.
Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, 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 NDP.
Them think they're smart. Hold on. Play it again. Them think they're smart. We go vote them on the rock. Them think they're smart. Wave. We voted NDP, NDP, NDP. Who you voted? NDP, NDP. Wave. Them think they're smart. We go vote them on the rock. Them think they're smart. We go vote them on the rock. Them think they're smart. We go vote them on the rock. Them think they're smart. Look. Cause when the kids start to suffer, when no job now they run ya. I love all you. I love all you.
We will deliver. NDP will deliver. Boy, the old place voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Boy, the old place voting. We saving something. NDP we voting. Friday we voting. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to rock. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to rock. Them think them smart. We go vote them out to rock. Them think them. Show who you voting. Show me who you voting. We voting NDP, 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 NDP.
Tell me if you like it. You like it? Tell me if you like it. You like it? Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what day is tomorrow? What day is tomorrow? Somebody tell me they love Friday because it's payday. Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time for SVG payday. You know, when I see all of the young artists and performers and dancers that come here tonight, I can't help but be eager about the development of the Performing Arts Center that the NDP is going to build. I cannot help but be excited about creating equal opportunities for all of our young artists and performers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have talent here. We have talent. talent in our country that needs to be developed and invested in. And the New Democratic Party will do that. Ladies and gentlemen, our final speaker this evening is coming to us from the constituency of East Kingstown. They tell me that this man, since he came home, has been reaping havoc. I hear that they try rebranding the office and it still not make a difference. I hear that they're trying everything, but guess what? Bramble is unshakable. Bramble is once again going to bring home for the New Democratic Party the seat in East Kingstown. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me and welcome to the stage Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble.
After 19 years in power, look at the condition of St. Vincent and the Grenadines economy. Bad representation for accountability, a better economy. We voting for the key. We voting NDP. We voting Bramble. We voting Bramble. We voting Bramble. We voting Bramble. We getting rid of the ULP.
Good night, good night, good night. I know we have had a very long night, and people are ready to go home. Some people living far, so I will be very brief tonight. I just want to acknowledge the presence of our esteemed leader, President, my good friend, former school teacher, football and cricket captain, the Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, all of the other executive members, Vice Presidents Patel Matthews and Major, I don't know if Major's still around, parliamentarians, Senator Bruce, Senator Bacchus Batiste, my brother, Honorable Terence Oliver, fellow candidates, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, listeners and viewers far and wide. I am not here tonight to tell you about the high level of youth unemployment which exists in this country, the highest that we have ever experienced in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I am not here to talk about broken promises made by this current administration, including an indoor sporting facility and performing arts center, including a national stadium. Where am I going with this? Well, I am a sportsman and I benefited from sports. Just like Renson, I got a soccer scholarship to go to university. And had it not been for that, I would not have been here talking to you tonight. So, when I come here and I tell the young people of this country that there's hope for you, I know what I'm talking about. Because I have benefited. I was hopeful and I benefited. And by the way, when we're talking about hope, I want to tell you that we have an initiative, and yes, it's called HOPE, H-O-P-E, Helping Our People Excel. It's an initiative that will create 250 businesses by the year 2025. I didn't stay home and sleep and dream this up. I sat and discussed and analyzed and researched this with some young economists, 2 young economists, one of them from East Kingstown. So when I talk about the HOPE initiative, I know what I'm talking about. The HOPE initiative will target young people and women in particular to create 250 businesses by the year 2025. It will be initialized with a $10 million capitalization fund, and that money will come from, among other sources, our Citizenship by Investment program, people in the diaspora with money and want to invest in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, our own local and private businesses, international financial institutions, and so on. The HOPE initiative will target industries and sectors such as information and communication technology, the performing arts, agriculture, value-added agriculture, light manufacturing, you name it, robotics. This Hope Initiative will give the young people of this country opportunities which they did not dream existed. Opportunities which should have been afforded to you, but we all know the reason why that has not been the case. I'm not going to belabor that right now. Why are we proposing this Hope Initiative? Well, that is the New Democratic Party's, one of the New Democratic Party's responses to the unemployment problem that we have in this country. I hear people all the time talking about, oh, the NDP say they're going to create jobs, jobs, jobs. Where are these jobs? What kind of jobs? How are you going to create these jobs? Well, this is one example of the many that we have already articulated. I don't know where some people just be listening to sometimes. Brother Bruce, maybe you could help me out with that. Anyway, this Hope Initiative, we will be collaborating with international companies like Google and Microsoft. And incidentally, when we talk about Google and Microsoft and Facebook, you know, my son said to me one day, I have a son who is on a basketball scholarship in university. So when we talk about sports and the value of sports and the benefit of sports, I know it runs deep in my family. It runs deep in my family. And I will make sure, as a member of a New Democratic Party government, that better opportunities than I got will be afforded to the young people of this country. So, that is the Hope Initiative. Another example of creating jobs and building this country, I will give you very quickly. In the constituency of East Kingston, and I thought for a moment that P.R.O. Lavon was going to steal my thunder when she mentioned a performing arts center. Well, this is another project that we have done the economic analysis for. An indoor sporting facility and performing arts center. It will cost about $70 to $80 million. And again, of course, various sources of funding will be pursued to finance this project. This project will create 160 jobs during the construction, 150 jobs, during the construction phase, and 60 full-time jobs to operate and maintain this facility. Now, this is a facility where we're talking about in 2 weekends or 3 weekends, we could recover the cost of that facility. And here's how. Let's say, for example, we have a 3-day weekend, a Friday, holiday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we were to put off a regional event, let's say something like Carifesta, or some jazz festival or something. Can you imagine the amount of money that is going to bring in just 1 weekend? When people sleep in, we work in, eh? When people sleep in, we are working. Read between the lines. So, this indoor sporting facility and performing arts center will allow us to host Caribbean netball competitions. We have never hosted a Caribbean netball tournament. We have hosted OECS, we have hosted Windward Islands, but to my memory, and if I'm wrong, somebody could correct me, I don't think we have ever hosted a Caribbean netball tournament. We have never hosted a world netball tournament. We have never hosted a Caribbean basketball tournament other than OECS maybe and Windward Islands. You know, boxing, bodybuilding, karate, volleyball. I'll come into that. All of those indoor sporting activities, we will now be able to not only participate in and provide opportunities for our young people to lift their level and to lift their standards and to be much more competitive internationally, but we will also be able to attract the highest level of competition so that we can rise to those levels as well. Not to talk about the Performing Arts Center aspect of that project, where we will be able to, our young people, we saw the young dancers up here tonight. I'm quite sure they would be delighted to be performing in a facility that can seat 5,000 people and showing off their skills that they just displayed here tonight. You know? Caribbean Dance Off 2023. Senator Bruce, I'm going to hold you to that. All right? But that is just another example of the practical ways in which we are going to get this country working again. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And as I told you before,
I am a beneficiary of sports. And we will make sure, I, Fitz Bramble, will make sure that I fight relentlessly to ensure that the young people get what they deserve. For too long, our young people have been stifled. For too long, our young people have not been given the opportunities that they deserve. You are not a commodity to be traded and pursued by political predators. So when election time comes around and you hear them talking about, oh, we have all the young people behind us, and the Prime Minister talking nonsense about, oh, the NDP doesn't want young people to register and vote, so they go in and disrupt the registration process. That is so. How do we know which young person is going to vote for us? How do we know if a young person, when he or she registers, is going to vote for the NDP or the ULP? So does it even make sense to think that we would deter a young person from registering? That's the kind of nonsense, that's the kind of poison that they're trying to instill in our young people's minds. And I'm saying to you young people, do not be used as a by political predators to be traded and pursued only at election time. I want to say I am very grateful and appreciative of the talents, the fortitude, the resilience, and the determination of our young people. I know firsthand, I have young children. I know firsthand, I have taught many young people in this country when I was a teacher at the grammar school, teaching principles of business and A-level economics. Some of them in parliament right now. I'm not going to call names. Some of them in parliament right now, I was their teacher. So when I tell you about my appreciation for young people, that is passionate and that is dear to my heart. We need to understand that we are experiencing some very epic changes and challenges right now in our country. These challenges are very profound, they are very deep. We are all feeling the pain and the disruption to our lives. But particularly the young people are feeling pain and disruption. You have to be the change that you want. You young people have to be the change that you want. Dr. Friday and the NDP will help to inspire that change and will help to facilitate and drive that change. But you have to want that change. And I am convinced that you want that change. You have to demand inclusivity. Don't let people come and tell you, oh, we're for the young people and we're doing this for the young people. Demand that you be involved in the decision-making process. And that is why the NDP will ensure that we establish a meaningful and effective youth parliament, which incidentally will be responsible for operating the Hope Initiative that I talked about earlier. So you have to demand inclusivity and command the direction that you want your life to go. Do not allow yourselves to be used as political pawns in the game of electoral politics. Instead, young people, I'm asking you, I'm begging you to stand up and speak out. Do not be afraid. You can't be victimized, because if you're sitting on the block and walking, how are you going to be victimized? You don't have a job, they're not looking out for you. Where are they going to victimize you? How are they going to victimize you again? The only thing that you need to focus and remember is that the NDP is going to bring hope and change that situation. You need, young people, you need to reject the backward and unprogressive tactics that our government has employed, which has resulted in over 46% of you not working, sitting at home and on the blocks, with no opportunities to make yourself the valued and high-quality human being you are meant to be. When you're offered bribes and empty promises by the ULP, just so that they can get your vote, I want to ask you young people tonight to remind yourselves of the pain and suffering that many of you have felt all your lives. Many of you are going to be new voters this time around, and as one of the previous speakers said, all you have known all your life is a ULP government. All you have known all your life is a ULP government. Is that what you want? Is that how you want your life to continue? I seriously doubt that. You can experience something more fulfilling. You can experience something more hopeful. The NDP, the New Democratic Party, is the key to opening opportunities for young people. The NDP party is the key to opening the door to prosperity for young people in this country. The New Democratic Party is the key to getting St. Vincent and the Grenadines working again. I would encourage every single young person in this country of voting age to register to vote, and on election day, put your X next to the key to open a bright and hopeful future for yourselves. Thank you very much. Good night. God bless you, and I love you.
Vincentian, wake up! Oh, good. After 19 years in power, look at the condition of St. Vincent and the Grenadines economy.
Somebody say Brambo! Somebody say Brambo! And I will tell you something. They refer to him as a Johnny come lately. But trust me, Lukey, you would be getting licks with Posey. Remember, I tell you that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank everybody who tuned in this evening, and we want to also thank all of the young people who came this evening and shared their voices about why they believe and are convinced that the New Democratic Party is the party that will deliver jobs for all of us, for our young people here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I know that there are lots of people online who keep asking for the performers to come back on, but we promise you that in the next show, you'll be getting even more. I think by then, Kay would have a whole choreographed dance with all of the candidates on stage. Who wants to see that? All right, so we had all hands raised this evening. I want to encourage each and every one. We have said, we have given you plans. We have told you what we're about in the New Democratic Party. You've heard it week after week, months after months. We've been doing these virtual meetings. And we say to you that our number one, our number two, and our number three priority is to create jobs for our young people. We cannot do it without your help. It means that we want you to go and get registered. It means that we need political evangelism. What does that mean? Each one, reach one.
That's right.
So every time you see a young person, ask them, have you been registered? Are you registered? Are you on the voters list? Do you know where your polling station is? We can only win if every one of us each day commit to bringing a new voter to the New Democratic Party, because our country can and will do better under Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday and the New Democratic Party.
And that's exactly how we're going to leave you. And we're going to say, what are we going to say? NDP! We voted NDP! Yellow Army! Where are you? Where are you? Good night! God bless!
Them think them smart, we go vote them out to right. Them think them smart, we go vote them out to right. Them think them... Show who you voting. Show me who you voting.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a great country, but we could be doing so much better, and we need a plan for jobs and growth. The NDP will introduce a Citizenship by Investment CBI program in 2021. With checks and balances, we'll bring in new tax-free money for job-creating projects. Foreign investors can seek a second citizenship in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A second citizenship gives them more global free visa access. With the right of citizenship comes responsibilities. All investors must pass background checks and invest a significant sum of money in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Foreign investors already invest in hotels. Why don't they invest in healthcare? A new CBI program run by an NDP government will push them to invest in a new hospital. Money to support young people and job creation. Our Caribbean neighbors already collect millions of dollars each year through CBI. St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, and Dominica fund schools and hospitals through CBI. Our most precious resource is our people, and we must not fail them. We need tax-free, people-focused investments, growth, and jobs now. Together, we